Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot, or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please do subscribe to this wonderful, amazing, supportive community. I'm posting a video now every single day, and hopefully I will be starting to post astrological readings as well. The reason why I haven't posted any really up to this point, I think I posted, my energy has been really kind of depleted with ascension symptoms as we are all going through, and all of these global changes have really taken a toll. So that would take a lot of energy for me. So it is something that I hope to do in the future, and I hope to roll them out here in the month of April. So stay tuned for that. I don't yet have a community tab, so you'll have to look for updates by subscribing just to the channel and the videos at this time. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at the email below. I offer several different types of readings. In addition, I offer true purpose coaching sessions. I have 6 years of corporate coaching experience and 3 years of personal coaching experience. I have a really wonderful announcement before we get started. It's a special reading today. One of our amazing, beautiful viewers, Jennifer, gifted me with not one, but 2 decks, and I'm so excited to use them. She gifted me with the Archangel Power Tarot cards. Sorry, I'm having trouble throat chakra speaking today. And the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by Psychic John Holland. So I was so excited. I literally got the cards this morning, did a couple of readings for myself and for my mom, and now I wanted to do a reading for you guys. So Jennifer, thank you so much for your generous donation to the channel. If anyone's ever wanting to gift the channel, I have an Amazon wish list that's in the description box below. And I really appreciate it. So anytime I'm gifted with a tarot card deck, I will be doing a reading as soon as I get that deck of cards. And Jennifer, I wanted to pick out a few cards for you. So if you could please email me so that I can do a little mini reading for you as a thank you. So please do so. Okay, so let's get started. I've already blessed the cards. I've already shuffled them. I've already infused my energy with them, called upon the archangels, my guides, my ancestors, and of course, Archangel Michael in particular. So we're going to get started with the Archangel Power Tarot cards today, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm kind of out of sorts today. It's really interesting. I'm feeling a little winded. I've got a headache, so lots of third eye chakra symptoms, throat chakra symptoms. I'm kind of mixing up my words. I'm not feeling 100%, but I did want to jump on and give you guys this reading. So let me know what symptoms you guys are experiencing with the full moon that we have tonight in the sign of Libra. I did promise you guys a full moon reading. I'm going to try to do that later, but for now, I think we'll just do a little mini reading here. If I'm up to it, I will definitely be doing that reading. But if not, just know that it is a full moon. So do any full moon celebrations tonight. If you can, get your crystals outside and bathe both them and yourself in the full moon to recharge them. But know that this full moon is bringing in balance and stability into our lives, into the world globally, and into our individual connections and relationships. All right, so let's get started. There's so many cards in each deck here. It's amazing. Okay, so we're going to just check in here with the energies. Okay, thank you. Let's find out what's going on. I'm going to start with divine masculine energies, as I usually do. And let's find out what's going on. Actually, I'm just being told this is going to be for twins that are in separation currently, because most twins are currently in separation. Okay. So I'm going to pull the cards and then we'll be looking at them together. Okay, guys? Do let me know how you guys are doing in the comments below. It's been quite a few days. I had the craziest dreams last night. I've been having dreams about college, and I've always kind of had them. My cats are always in the dreams, which I know is very significant. They are my spirit guides. But I started to realize that having dreams about college or school indicates that you're ascending and that you're graduating. So I'm going through a lot of change, and it's exhausting. It's empowering and it's exhausting all at the same time. So, you know, readers, we go through it right along with you guys, just so you know. All right, so we've got a couple cards for the masculines. I'm being told to go ahead and pick the cards for the feminines. Okay, thank you guys. Go ahead and pick the cards for the feminines, please. What energy are the feminines currently in? Wow, there's a really, really special card here for the masculines. Interesting. Okay, beautiful. What's going on here? Okay. Okay. So, interesting. Both masculine and feminine both have a card from Archangel Ariel and Archangel Michael. So I think that's, the mirroring. That's really interesting how that happens. We'll pull some cards for the connection in just a moment. So let's start with the masculine. So the first one that came out is the King of Michael. And you guys know Archangel Michael is my guide. He's my main dude. So I'm not surprised to see him show up twice here. So this is the King of Michael, principled, rational, ambitious, respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. What's interesting, though, is his arms are crossed. So I do see that the masculines want to come forward with truth, clarity, and honesty, but I don't see this as a card of them rushing in. I see this as a card of them really being still in their rational minds. And I even hesitate to say that because I'm cringing internally myself, or maybe externally, because it's not what the feminine wants to hear. The feminine wants to hear that the masculine is rushing forward. The feminine wants to hear that the masculine is in his power, that he's going to be honest and speak from the heart. But what's happening is, because the reading we did last night, the masculines were in their heart space. So I feel like they're going back and forth. And because of this full moon energy, which this full moon energy is really quite chaotic, because you got to think of Libra being the sign of balance and the scale. So it's back, forth, back, forth, back, forth, and especially the masculines who are being charged right now with making decisions with their lives, making changes in their lives. It's a very back and forth energy. It's, it's this, it's that, it's here, it's there, it's now, it's then, they really don't know how to regain their composure or balance. So I feel like they're really off balance today. And I do feel like that's some of what I'm channeling in and picking up, is that they're really not feeling balanced. This whole situation that's going on globally, it's not allowing them to distract themselves with alcohol, with, work, with travel, with just whatever that distraction might be for them, is really causing them to have to go within, and it's very uncomfortable for them. And, the crossed arms here to me is really saying, like, off limits is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I mean, he's covering his heart. So the masculines today are not in their heart. This is a daily check-in. So they are not currently in their heart. They're in their headspace. They know that they need to come forward with open and honest communication to their feminine, but they're just not ready to do that. They're just not there, feminines. So they're much more thinking of logic right now. And anytime the masculines are logical, they will not be very receptive to the feminine energy. And they might seem very cold and standoffish. So that's why a lot of us are not in communication right now. We are being protected, just so you know. Lack of communication from the masculine right now is a form of protection from your guides and from the universe. So then we have King of Ariel, successful, stable, accomplished, powerful. Your plans are working out very well, professional and financial success, using resources wisely. So I feel like the masculine, they are definitely contemplating work moves or work changes, and work is still, at the forefront of their mind. It's still very important for them. So I kind of almost feel like with these cards that the masculine's gone back a few steps. I have to be honest, this is Divine Truth Tarot. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. So I do feel like they're kind of going backwards right now with this full moon energy, but it's so that they can plunge ahead and go forwards. What's happening right now with karma is a lot of us are feeling, Saturn's in Aquarius. I keep on getting those confused. Jupiter or Saturn. I believe it's Saturn in Aquarius. I'm almost positive. So, it's really speaks of karma, and Aquarius is karma. And Aquarius, it talks about us clearing out karmic debts, finishing karmic cycles. So the masculines are not really ready to let things go in the 3D yet. That's what I'm picking up on. There is still a clinging on energy. There is still a holding on energy. Guys, look, I know this isn't what you want to hear, but I have to be honest with what the cards are telling me and with what my guides are telling me and what my intuition is speaking to me. You know, what's interesting here is the feminine is in the background here. The feminine is on their mind, but they still feel like they have to come perfect to the feminine. They feel like they have to have everything together. They have to have all the answers. They have to have X amount of dollars in the bank account. You know, they have to be able to provide. They still are very much in that 3D matrix thinking, or mindset or belief system that they have to come correct a certain way, when really all the feminine wants, for any masculines watching, all your feminine wants from you is your presence, is your heart, is your love. She doesn't care about material things. She's risen above that. It's not what's important to her. And then we have the 5 of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So what's really interesting here is I feel like the masculine has felt like the feminine has slipped away. And as he kind of tunes into that energy, he's grasping for her. He's reaching out for her. So you might feel this in the 4D dream state or in the 5D. He's reaching out for you, even if the 3D totally contradicts this. Just like I said in last night's reading, if you haven't checked it out, go ahead, because I talked about that a lot, about the 3D contradicting the 5D or contradicting the 4D, which is very much happening right now, which is why we really need to stay in our power and to stay connected in the 5D to our counterpart, because that's where the truth resides. It's in the heart, it's not in the mind. But the masculines live from the mind. That's how they've been trained for lifetimes over lifetimes. That's what's safe for them. That's why a karmic situation is safe for them, or a relationship that's run its course is safe for them, because they don't have to live in the heart. They can just live from the mind. They can do things out of obligation. They can do things robotically. And they can just, basically do things without thinking, versus with the feminine, they actually have to feel, they have to drop down into their heart space, they have to do the hard work, they have to heal, they have to face their shadows. And it's a lot of work, and it's scary for them. So a lot of them are teeter-tottering right now with this Libra full moon of, to just go back to what's easy, because I know that even though I'm miserable and unhappy, even though they're being pulled more and more towards what their heart desires, they're not going to be able to shut off those feelings, even if they think they can. Even if they've convinced themselves in the mind that they can, their heart is always going to pull them back to what's meant for them. So that's what they're fighting right now. And I really feel like this is the masculine really reaching out for the feminine. I feel like he's a little bit helpless, and she's really in her power. That's what I'm seeing there. And he's realizing that he has to release regret. He has to release and forgive himself for the things he's said or done or hasn't said or done with his feminine in this connection. So that's a very interesting card. It's a very powerful card. For the feminines, we have the Page of Ariel. Reliable, clever, educated, balanced. This is talking about school. It's talking about opportunity. It's really talking and speaking to, I just heard higher learning. So this is the feminine graduating and ascending spiritually. And as that happens, the abundance is really falling into your lap. And this is interesting, because this really, to me, this kind of complements what the masculine's got with the King of Ariel. So I do feel like this is showing you a glimpse into the future with your connection, and a glimpse into the power that lies within the connection. The inherent power of the twins. See, throat chakra. When both twins are in their power, and both twins are balanced, and both twins are really have learned self-love. So they're pursuing the things that they love on their path, and then their paths come together. No matter what path you take with your twin, whether you feel like you veered off course, or I said the wrong thing, I did the wrong thing, I moved away, or I did this, or this happened, whatever you feel like has veered you off course will always bring you back together. All paths lead home. So it doesn't really matter, and that's what we need to remember on this journey. That's why the 3D is such an illusion, and something that we can't take at face value. So then we have the Page of Michael, truthful, perceptive, analytical, blunt. An exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. So this speaks of analyzing what's in front of you, analyzing the fine print. But I don't feel like this is literal. I really feel like this is more, because I see the kite and the owl. Yeah, this is definitely about perception. Owls are very perception. This is about the truth coming to light. This is about the storm that's going on right now in the world. And then this, the storm being upon us in our individual lives and the connections as well, and in the globe. And then this is about the clearing of the storm here and rising above the storm is what I'm seeing. So I'm actually seeing something a little different than what the card is saying. Keep in mind, this is really the first time I'm reviewing these cards, but yeah, I see this as being the contract they're speaking of is a soul contract. So making sure that you're not just looking at the 3D, making sure that you're recognizing that connection in that contract on the 5D is what I just heard. So interesting. And then we had the 5 of Gabriel, a challenge you can resolve, withdraw from the drama of others, have patience with yourself and those around you. So this really speaks about, see how she's lifted off the ground there? This really speaks about the higher self. And this really speaks about rising above conflict with your counterpart. Rising above conflict, and I'm also hearing withdrawing from the karmic situation that your masculine, that your counterpart might be in, withdrawing from that situation because it's not serving you and you will just get hurt. They need to resolve those karmic situations on their own. And you cannot help them. It is not your duty. It is not your job. This dark night of the soul that they're going through, this portal I just heard, they're going through a portal. It's like being squeezed through the birth canal, I just heard. And we saw that last night in the reading. You guys check that out, last night's reading, because there was a card that came up for the masculines in my sacred spirit deck. And it's actually, I think it was the first card for the masculines, and it's actually the earth, and it's literally like the birthing of the masculine through the earth, the new earth, the new birth. And that's what I feel like is really happening here with the masculines in terms of their energy. I strongly feel like the masculines are in this place of powerlessness where they just feel like they have no power, they have no control anymore. They had so much control and now they don't have any, and they really don't know what to do with any aspect of their life, including their feminine. They're not in a good place right now, guys. I'm going to pull some cards here for the connection. Thank you. So this is from the Psychic Tarot. Okay, so let's take a look at these cards. These are all so beautiful. So choose wisely. So the masculine's being asked to choose wisely. You look at all the different options and directions he has. And then you see a man sitting there and meditating. So I do feel like the masculines are very contemplative. But did you see what I just did? I tried to big it up. So my mom says, big it up. I tried to make it bigger so I could see like I do on my laptop or my phone. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the number 7, which is a lucky number for many people, including myself. And his hands are like this. His hands are open. So he's asking the universe for help. He's meditating. He's going deep within. He's contemplative. And he wants to choose wisely. He wants to make the right decision. He knows he has a decision to make. The masculines are feeling the burn. They're feeling the burn of karma. They're feeling the wheel turning, the wheel of fortune. And they know they can't just stay where they've been because they're changing. And even though they've resisted these changes, and they have, just like the feminines did, because it's painful and it's challenging and it's traumatic, they know they can't resist it any longer. And so they know they have a decision to make. They want to make the right decision. They don't want to hurt anybody. But what they don't realize is by staying in indecision, which many of them have been, they're hurting themselves. Forget about us. Forget about anybody else involved. They're hurting themselves first and foremost. They're not showing themselves love by staying in a situation that doesn't serve them. By staying in jobs or relationships or family situations that don't show them love, that don't allow them to be who they are, to express themselves, to feel heard, to feel seen. That's really painful, and I can actually feel the pain. I feel it in the solar plexus, I feel it in the sacral chakra, and of course I feel it in the throat, in the heart, and even the third eye. Everything, their chakras are really misaligned right now. They've really been pushed down. Their true personality, their true soul has been pushed down. And by doing that, their true purpose and soul mission has been pushed down. And I've spoken about this before, especially on my old channel, but anytime you push down your purpose, anytime you try to pretend that you're something other than what you came or who you came here to be, you're going to end up with dis-ease in the body or the mind. You just can't continue living like that. And the masculines are facing this truth, and it's a harsh truth that they've been living a lie for a long time. So the next card we have is Firm Foundation. So this really speaks of the root chakra and the energy of the root chakra rising. See it rising just like you see the tip of the triangle matching up with the tip of the mountain. So I really feel like this is the masculine turning his back on that which doesn't serve him as he makes these decisions, as he chooses wisely. And I do feel like they're learning independence from these situations, and they're learning what truly matters. They're learning that money doesn't buy them happiness. They're learning that comfort is not enough. They're learning that true comfort and true abundance comes from loving and being loved. And they're starting to really open up their hearts. Their hearts are really cracking wide open, and they're ready to climb that mountain. They're ready to embrace the change, even if they're still resisting it. They are ready on a deeper level, on a much deeper level, but they are grounding themselves in nature, or they want to be. We can't really, state parks are closed, everything's closed right now, but this is, they want and need to be out in nature right now, even if it's just the backyard. And I do feel like this masculine is starting to create this firm foundation for the rest of his life. So interesting. I know I said these cards were for the connection, but I strongly feel that they're for the masculine. Balance. He's learning to create balance. Interestingly enough, we had the Libra full moon, right? This is the card of 2. So he wants to bring balance into the connection, and he's got the balance of the pentacles, the swords, the cups, and the wand. All 4 elements of the tarot deck. He's bringing balance in, and as he's doing so, he's bringing balance to himself, to his own mind. But keep in mind that as he brings this balance into his life, feminines, he needs to be doing this solo. That's why he's quiet. They're quiet for a reason. And they really need this time to figure themselves out and figure out, they've been running from themselves. They've been running from themselves. I just pulled a beautiful card for the connection. Partnerships and alliances. Look at this. So this to me is offering, is it offering a grape leaf? That's so, I told you I'm not fully present today. Offering, what is that saying? You guys are gonna laugh at me. Anyway, you know what I mean. It's offering an apology. This is saying, let's shake on it. Well, let's kiss on it. Let's make love to it. Let's bring some clarity to the situation, and let's stop arguing and fighting. We're on the same team, and that's what the masculine and the feminine have to remember, is they're on the same team. We're on the same team. So let's see if we have any other cards for the connection. Discontent and boredom. Yeah, this is the masculine again coming through. He's discontent and bored with where he is. But what he's realizing is he's chosen this situation. He's chosen this imprisonment. Nobody forced him into this place. He's chosen to be there. And that's what he has to come to terms with, is why did I make these choices? Why did I choose this? Why didn't I walk away sooner? Why did I push my feminine away? The true love of my life, the one who understands me and accepts me and loves me for who I am, and doesn't want anything or doesn't need anything from me other than love and time and affection and loyalty. he's not happy where he is. There's a castle in the distance, and there's the rainbow in the castle, and that's where the feminine lives and sits. But look, he's turned his back on her, and that's what's happening right now. He knows that in this castle and in this partnership that there can be, look, material and spiritual prosperity. Best of both worlds, 3D and 5D. He knows that that exists. So it's interesting because we've got this card turning his back on happiness and love and the connection. And the next card, this is the future card. We have the card of this beautiful spiritual and material prosperity. And then, of course, we have the connection. So this is what's incoming for the connection. So let's just pull a few cards for the feminine, and then we'll close out this reading. We've got awareness, third eye, crown chakra, lit. Yeah, the feminine is stepping into her power. She's graduating, she's ascending, and she's starting to become a true spiritual master. I just heard prophet as well. So some of you may start to become prophets, priestesses, and be able to predict things, be able to predict the future, become, highly psychic. So that might be your calling. For some of you watching, positive forward movement. So feminines, we're being asked to hold the faith and believe in spite of what's going on in the 3D. Let's get one more card for the feminines. I know it's hard. I know when the 3D doesn't reflect your heart's desire and what you know to be true. I know how challenging that is. So this is why we have each other. It's really a time right now for feminines to be connecting. So the card that wanted to flip out, okay, there's another one. Okay, 2 wanted to come out. Crown chakra, which totally aligns with this. So crown chakra, enlightenment. This is also speaking of the personal and spiritual mission of the feminine. We have the number 7 again, which is significant and a very lucky number for many. So this is the connection, the cosmic connection, the global connection that the feminine is but the feminine is really feeling and is helping the world to transform through the crown chakra initiation and crown chakra healing. And then lastly, for the feminines, we have transformation, 13. So we've got 7 and 13, 2 of my lucky numbers, and for many also lucky numbers. So the feminines, wow. I mean, look at these cards: awareness, transformation, crown chakra, positive forward movement. You couldn't ask for anything better. And then, for the masculines, they're very different cards because we're in very different energies right now. We've got balance. This is beautiful. Balance is being brought in with this Libra full moon. Trust that it's happening even when you can't see it. You have to go within, drop down from the head into the heart. Heart and head coherence, heart and brain coherence. Firm foundation. They are creating this firm foundation for their lives. And then learning to choose wisely, going within, solo meditation, retreating within oneself, asking for help. This is asking for help. This is asking for help from above. So I'm being asked to pull, of course this reading always goes longer. We've got another number 7. The masculines are being asked to stand their ground. This is wonderful. This wanted to come out. I just wanted to close out the reading, and Spirit said, no, pull one more card. The masculines are rising in their power, and they are standing their ground amidst all this change. So know that this is happening even if you can't see it. Feminine, send them strength. Send them strength, even more than love. Send them love, of course, but send them strength. Even if you feel weak, if you have anything left over to give, of course, not at the expense of yourself and the love and the strength that you give yourself, but if you have anything left over, send them strength, because they are learning to stand their ground in these karmic situations. They are learning to speak up. They are learning to get their needs met. They are learning to say and walk away from what's not meant for them. They're learning to choose wisely, okay? They are learning to create balance in their lives. They want and seek balance in their lives. They did not have it before. It was very imbalanced, and they want that foundation, and they want it with their feminine, okay? They're discontent and bored with where they are. They're bored. They want this material and spiritual connection. That's what they're seeking. It's no longer enough for them to be where they are. So I hope this reading was beneficial. I hope it provided clarity and peace to your heart. Happy Libra full moon. I will try to do another reading later. I can't promise it. I'm going to go rest. Have a beautiful day, guys. Please do like, please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon to receive all notifications for when I do go live. And please share and comment. All of these things help the channel to grow. And we've grown so much just in the past few days. I'm so excited to see the channel continue to grow. This is such a blessing to be able to not only provide these readings, but to have us come together to really give each other support. Feminines need to be leaning on each other right now. We need to be leaning on each other in times like this. That's what we're being called to do. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and I'll see you soon.